Hello guys, it's Roxanne here. I just got on here real quick. Whew, it's it's very, very, very important. I say very, very, very important to communicate, reach out to others. We coming into a new year. Um, to reach out to our neighbors, to talk to people. And I was just thinking that I walk my neighborhood. I just walk with my son, took a walk, and we can't help it but to think. I'm like, in each and every home, there's nobody coming outside. I don't see people come outside and do stuff like, you know, they usually do, like, hang out in the front. You got a nice balcony, just chill. I want to see how it is this summer coming up. I mean, the New Year's isn't up yet, but still, some people like the cold and they hang out. But this is not why, not to hang out. This is not my topic. My topic is what is going on behind the doors. So as I walk through the neighborhood and I see different houses, nice houses and stuff like that, and I can't help but to think, like, in each house, they have some house that is empty, but in each house there's a family. In each house there's joy, happiness. Most of the times we go through ups and downs. I had a conversation with my mom this morning, and it's really heavy on me to, like, you don't know what's going on in people's lives. I find, like, young females and stuff like that, they reach out to me and they open up to me to talk. And they can't talk to the mom, they can't talk to the dad, but for some reason they reach out and they want to hear what I'm saying. And I think it's because I'm giving them the attention and I feel what I'm saying. So if you go through the reason especially this issue that I have, and God assigned there's certain people to talk to you, and it's the females who talk to me, they've been through a difficult situation, a bad relationship. The topic is abuse. The reason why they talk to me is we can pick up on each other, and I think they're very open with me because I've been through the situation. That abuse situation. It could be an uncle. I don't know about females, but I'm not really. They got some serious wicked stuff be happening. Abuse, and I'm talking about my topic is the abuse from kids who is being taken advantage of the wrong way. So as I walk down the neighborhood and I'm looking at the houses, and it just clicked to me, like, what's going on behind the doors. Everything could be fine, but you don't know. That's why it's so good to, like, reach out to people and say hi and then conversate. Do not, if you're in a abusive situation, I'm talking to the young lady who's looking at me right now. I'm talking to the young man, young people who is looking at me right now. Tell somebody. Open up your mouth, because when you get older, it will affect you. I was not abused in a way that someone touched me. When you have, like, an uncle or older uncle or a stepdad or this is horrible right here, what I'm about to say, and it do happen. A dad, or older granny, or older, I'm sorry, I had to say older, whatever. Even a cousin. Some people might not like what I'm saying, but it's real, and this is what goes on. I can hear Tobias coming. My door's gonna be open probably in a minute. He's looking. He's looking for me. A cousin, whoever it is that perverted mind of the abuse. So what happened to me was, I grew up with my cousin, and it was boys. I hang out with guys, boys and stuff when I was growing up. So I was like a tomboy, and no one can touch me. I'm glad I grew up in that way to be like tough, because I can fight back. You know, I don't fight back now as for like, I will defend myself, trust me. But I use my voice now, and if I use my voice, and if I ain't a punk. I'm just punk is it for girls or what? You know? But I will defend myself. I've been around like, yeah. Hold on. I've been around. That was somebody passing by waving. I've been around like older men. When I'm a little girl, I'm a younger girl, and in my teenage years, and they look at me in a certain way, and I'm gonna be real. If you're young and you find that your older uncle or older man somehow looking at you in a certain way, you need to tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell somebody, because they're undressing. I'm gonna say it as it is. They're undressing you with your eyeballs. You know, you get that from high school. If they're looking at you just like a guy who like you at school, like they want you, yeah, like just like that. Let your parents know. You never know, because I just was so disgusted when I was a teenager that a certain older man, well, actually it's more than one, and they look in a certain way to me. Are you what? So they couldn't touch me, because I just let them know how it is. I was so, and they do it repeatedly, looking at me in a certain way. Disgusting. I mean, that is really, I am like old enough to be your daughter. We're not on the same age bracket. And no. And come on. And especially if it's close to home, like somebody who's related to you, and they're related to you, and they're looking at you in a certain way. That's just, I'm talking about, that's like evil spirit that somebody has in their system. And it got to somebody. I know it's a big world and there's a lot of crazy stuff happening, but somebody needs to use their voice and just cast it out. I'm serious. Use your voice. Do not be a victim of abuse anymore. When they look at you like that, say something. I'm serious, because if you're by yourself and you cannot defend yourself, they keep on looking and if you trapped up in a corner and you can't fight or grab something, if they attack you in that way, I'm praying that they don't. Say something. There's little kids and little girls, little boys as well. There's sexual trafficking, and it happens here in the United States, everywhere. And say something. Whoever looking at me right now, who is doing it, I really don't care if you click off or comment in a certain way, because it got to stop, really, because it's messing up the kids' mind. It's messing up their it's not good at all. That's just plain evil. And the people who's doing it, trust me, whoever is doing these stuff to kids, abusing, something happened to them. Something happened to them while they was growing up, and it just traveled on along. And I just pray that, you just be convicted and it just stop. It has to change. It has to change. Just like it's innocent kids who can just fight for themselves. And I just came on here because it's very deeply to me. My situation is someone was close to me, but they just look at me and undress me with the eyes, say certain stuff like, oh, you got sexy legs and stuff like that. I'm like, when I was younger, they say stuff that's just totally like disrespectful. I'm like, you have a wife. I know your wife. It's close to home. You know what I'm saying? It's close. It's just plain rude. I mean, it just... Please say something. Please. The words that comes out of their mouth is just like... And I just know of somebody who... The person who looked at me, I was just a one person. One was more than once, because it's a certain individual, and then after his friends or people who he knows, and they was perverted as well. They'll say stuff to me as well when I was like a teenager. I believe something I was protected by God, for real. Shield up, prayed up, for real. It was disrespectful. I had to say something, and when I went to tell my mom, she all she can do is just give me the advice that she had to give me. But when I tell her what happened to me, she opened up to me as well and said something like that happened to her as well, but something worse. Somebody touched her, but it's like, and then she didn't get rape or anything like that. That person wanted to do something more than that, but she screamed and she yelled out. So I'm glad that I had a conversation with her. Actually, I had a conversation with her this morning, and that's why I'm on here. I'm like, you know what? This is too hard for me, because I knew something was going on, and I had to talk about it, and I just listened to everything that she said. It happens a lot, and it's really got to stop. It's just too much stuff happening. So if you are a victim to abuse in that level, if you're a victim of abuse and someone undressing you with your eyes, or even if somebody touch you in an appropriate way, please say something, report it. And sometimes they might threaten you, or say that it's been threatened so bad that they want to threaten your life. Please, there's so much backup now. If you got some uncles or got some friends, that's why it's good to communicate and get with people. You got a team, you got a force. If you are in church, tell somebody. Tell them. They can threaten you how much they want to. God, they cannot do nothing to you. They will get locked up. And sometimes it might hurt somebody else. Maybe you don't want to say anything, and it's, that person have a wife, or that person have a husband. I'm talking to both sides, boys and girls. A husband, and they might not believe you. You might be surprised, because you might not be the only one that they doing it to. and you speaking out for somebody else, so you actually helping somebody else. Stopping. Be the first one to raise your voice and say, you know what, you got to stop. For real. Who cares if they get mad or stuff like that? They could call you a liar. Right now I'm just like, they can call you a liar. And I know sometimes when you speak out, the wife might say, oh no, that little, she lying, da da da. Come on. You know, no. Say something to somebody. Let them investigate. Or have some friend or something like that, and just do it on the down low. And peek them out. Let the other person see what they all about. For real. When I was getting undressed with my like that, I realized that my friends, my girlfriends and stuff like that, who used to come around and stuff like that, that person was doing the same thing to my friends. And I'm like, you know what? I know I ain't tripping, because he looking at me in a certain way. And when my friends come to me from my school, my girlfriends and stuff who I, hang out with, when they come to me and tell me, hey, such and such was looking at me, he looking at me kind of funny, and it's the same thing. There's certain looks, we know it's the same word, look, he looking at me perverted, like he want me or something like that. Or actually, there's certain person, he did ask one of my friends out, so it is what it is. That looks, dressing with eyeballs and stuff like that, I'm telling you. And that person, I'm just saying, I don't know. There's a whole lot I can say about this, but this right here is like, reach out to people. Just say hi, have a conversation, get to know these young people. You don't know what's going on. They might be in church and they go up to the altar. You don't know what's going on in their life. Pray for them and let them open up to you. Get to know these young people, because they're hurting for real. As I walk down my neighborhood, I don't know who is hurting behind their house or the doors or anything like that. It ain't got no basement down here, but they got it in New York. In New York, I'm just saying. So I'm using my voice to I'm reaching out. I am reaching out. It got to stop, for real. I felt uncomfortable to think of someone who is close to me, looking at me all like, that's, first of all, looking at me like that. That's nasty. I'm going to say it like this. It is. It's nasty. It's perverted. It's nasty. I know your wife. It's ridiculous. You disrespecting your wife. But another thing, too, is it's not hidden. Because there's some people, like the wife, know about it, know how your husband is and stuff like that. And sometimes it'd be like, they just letting it slide. Why are you letting it slide? They're doing damage to people. There's sometimes you're in a relationship and you don't know how to get out of it. You can get so much counseling, so much prayer, and it's not working out. Just pray. Let God close the door that he needs to close, and, eventually he'll open that door. The door that you need to be in. The better relationship, But abusive relationship like that, if you're in a relationship with a man who is cheating and then looking at younger kids and stuff who is like, they want them and stuff like that, that's a... You guys, I'm feeling this way. I'm serious. This topic is all about what's behind the doors and stuff of, what's behind the doors, perversion. I'm just tag it in here. It got to stop. Sexual abuse has to stop. Use your voice and speak it out. Talk. Please stop. Because if you don't talk, it might be too late and you might end up hurt. Some people get hurt. Some people don't talk and they end up getting pregnant by the abuser. So that's why you got to talk. You got to talk. It's Roxanne here. I love you guys. You guys stay up and use your voice. Please use your voice.